Hello and welcome to Garblag Games. I'm Pete the Games Master.
I'm Dan and I'm playing Janwei Kim.
Hi, I'm Roger. I'm playing Caven the Human Smuggler.
And I'm Mark. I'm playing Sparks the Security Droid.
And this is episode 4 of Star Wars Fractured Empire. Please check out all our social media links below, our merchandise on Redbubble, and don't forget to come and join us on our Discord server where we have a growing community of role players. Please consider supporting the channel on Patreon. A massive thank you to all those who do support us, as 10% of everything we receive through our Patreon goes to Diabetes UK. Also support us by supporting our friends. We have the Thornless Rose, who produce leather and lasery products for tabletop and live action role-playing. There's the Old World podcast. If you want to know a bit more about the background, the design, and the story behind Warhammer Fantasy Roleplay, then go and check them out. And finally, we have Bjørn Felle, who produces terrifying retro electro music. The camera pans down from an empty starfield to take in a view of a giant blue-white gas giant. In orbit around it, there is a small moon, which seems to be embedded. There's always a small moon. Embedded in a ring that has formed around this gas giant. And punching into the system, dropping out of hyperspace, is your ship. This is the Timbren system, which is ostensibly a semi-independent, slightly governed by the Eriadu Authority mining system, where water, ice, rock, all these kinds of boring things that are important to the survival of many habitats and colonies across the stars is being mined from this moon and from other planets in the system. However, you have coordinates for this small moon, where you need nearby in the ring of this gas giant to attend a rendezvous. So you start flying into the system. As you do, you can see the vast storms on the gas giant are turning and swirling. Very powerful. They seem to be one of the most sort of erratic gas giants you've seen in a long time. And your sensors register that it has a very strong and fluctuating magnetosphere, which Dreep has surmises is probably why the moon is cracked, which you can now see as you approach. Maybe the internal flexure of the core of the moon from the magnetosphere has torn the moon apart and in fact created this ring that is trailing out from behind it. Maybe another reason why it's mined so much. The area seems suspiciously quiet, however, as you approach, and the gas giant slowly fills the window in front of you. Because obviously it's not a view screen, it's actually the window of your YT-1300. And you fly into the system. Who is manning the sensors?
Probably me.
That would be Sparks.
Okay, Sparks. Make a difficulty 1, so 1 purple die sensor roll, just to see what you can pick up.
Is that intellect?
Computers, intellect will do.
Okay. So remind me, I've got 1 rank for intellect, so I take 3 green and 1 yellow.
So you've got intellect 4, so you start with 4 green.
Yep.
But then you've got a rank in computers,
1, so
you swap a green for a yellow.
Yes.
And it's difficulty 1.
Yes.
Okay. So nothing. How do I do this?
So that converts one of them.
Alright.
So you're left with a failure and 2 advantage.
Okay. So, the magnetosphere is really scattering your scanning capabilities, almost as if it's kind of acting like an effective jammer. You can see, Kayvan, why Lofax would possibly use this as a rendezvous site. It being very difficult to scan and an unreliable signature, it's a good place to hide things. You don't really get much of a clue on that. However, you can spend your advantage to give someone else a bonus, because you have effectively mapped a small part of the magnetosphere. You've seen the impact of it, and you can allow one of your companions to be better prepared. So you can spend one of those to give the next allied character a blue die. So whoever goes next gets a blue die.
Yeah.
Or you can spend 2 of those to give that to a specific person.
Oh, so I can't decide who...
You can if you spend 2 advantage.
Well, I may as well, because I can't use it for anything else, can I? I'm going to give it to... So what have I been able... I've mapped part of the magnetosphere.
Yeah, you're starting to get an impression of the magnetosphere of this gas giant. Might be useful for someone flying in the area, but it also might be useful for someone trying to use targeting sensors in the area. It could be either. But you're more likely flying at the moment, and there's no hostiles around.
I'm going to give it to Caven, because I'm guessing that you're piloting the ship.
Yeah.
So
Okay, so as you you're doing your sort of I assume, Cavan, you're sitting in Han Solo's seat, as it were, the pilot seat. And Sparks, are you in the co-pilot, or are you sort of at the back doing the scanning there?
I'm just kind of pottering about.
You're pottering about. Okay, so you're sort of tapping away at different things.
Yeah.
Some information comes up on one of the readouts in front of you.
I'm going to speed up a bit.
Dreep is in his arboretum. He says, "I'll be in the garden, tending to it. I'm a bit worried, and I have a new clipping, a new sample that I wish to see to." And he holds up a container which has got like this flower from some sort of red plant, and he kind of
without looking up, just
and Sparks,
vegetation.
You see it slightly move inside the jar, and he kind of walks out to the back. At that point, Janway comes in to the cockpit. As you've come out of hyperspace, you're probably doing some...
I was doing some Machani meditating.
Exactly.
Which involves combat.
Yeah, punching something.
Yeah.
And you can see now this beautiful scene. It's like this ice, trail from this moon, which has formed now a whole ring as it's kind of gone round clearly a few times. And this gas giant, just chaotic but white and blue. It's very striking. It's kind of illuminating the cockpit. You've got a very pale light now filling the room as you're flying in. What do you guys want to do?
I'm going to fly in towards the coordinates where we're supposed to be meeting the guy. Well, I'm going in quite quickly.
So to do it the quickest way possible, you'd have to sort of loop over and down. Because if you go, you'll go through less of the magnetosphere. You're kind of looping in.
Well, I've got the extra information, so I'm going to use that to my advantage and sort of go up and over.
Oh, okay. You're going to twirl the ship round as you go.
Right.
Absolutely. Go. Let's have a roll. So it's going to be no difficulty, because you're just flying towards a gas giant at the moment, and you are...
2 successes, 2 advantage, and a triumph.
Whoa. Okay.
Nice.
That's how you execute an amazing barrel roll. Janway, you're slightly thrown by the gas giant sort of looping round in front of you, but the ship flies in, and you head in towards. What do you want to use your advantage for?
I will give it to the next player.
Okay.
So
you don't want to just add a spectacular flourish to the barrel roll.
I'm pretty sure with my triumph, it will make something.
It would be a triumphant barrel roll.
You can do something vital, such as getting to the coordinates very quickly.
All right, I will do that.
Or punching through a finding purely by accident, a kind of the overlapping sort of auras of the magnetic field, you find the sweet spot to pass it in through there.
Cool.
And at that stage, Sparks, the sensor screen sort of clears and you can make another sensor roll.
Alright.
Oh, I like it.
Still at 1 difficulty?
Still at 1 difficulty. I mean, the fact that you can even do it is kind of...
purely as a result of magnificent piloting.
Indeed.
So I've got... So that turns that
one of those into one, and then that disappears.
So I've got 2 success and 3 advantage.
Okay. Right. So, your advantage. What would you like
sorry.
to do with those?
You need to add that to it as well, because I gave whoever...
Oh, you gave me a... Oh, that's blank anyway.
Okay, so you got 2 success,
2 success, 3 advantage.
So your advantage, you can perform a free maneuver. I don't know if you've got the ship cheat sheet.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's any maneuvers on there that you'd like to do as part of the not the piloting one, but engineering. Or where are maneuvers? Let me get my cheat sheet. I've hidden my cheat sheet. That's
none of those look particularly relevant. To be honest.
okay, that's fine.
No, these all
That's
seem
fine. A lot of it's kind of accelerating,
And you can spend
decelerating.
2 to give a blue dice to one person, and then 1 to give a blue die to whoever's next.
Yes.
Yeah. Just spam the blue die around.
So you could give someone a blue die.
Yeah.
And then
one.
whoever acts next to have one themselves. So maybe...
So I can just give 1 to each of you?
So
Well,
yeah,
no. One of them would be whoever makes a roll next.
which is a good chance it's probably going to be the guy flying. So maybe give the dedicated one to Jan Wade
Yeah.
and put 1 to go next.
Okay.
So I'll put that.
Okay. So, you are successful, and you pick up 2 things. As you are flying in to the magnetosphere, so as in just a few brief moments, your sensors kind of die off a bit. But in that kind of window where Kayvan found this kind of perfect hole, you scan in and you can detect a small freighter vessel that is sort of idling near the ruptured chasm that is kind of broken this moon into. It's kind of hiding in the entrance to it. This is because obviously it's a moon. It's a huge crack, that you could fit, I don't know, probably a Star Destroyer in or something.
Wow, okay. That's
It's
massive.
a huge crack through the moon, and this small ship is hiding like in the shadows of this moon. There's ice particles all around. Getting down there will be difficult for a physical rendezvous, but you think you've located the ship.
So did the sensors...
It's on our little ship.
Oh, look at
Our
that.
view here.
Looks rad, doesn't
I'm
it?
going to slide on. At extreme range. Now, the way range works in Star Wars Fantasy Flight games is relative. It's not an absolute number. You are in bands. Like in the ground combat that we did in some of our previous episodes. You have short, medium, long, extreme. And in short, you also have engaged.
So it is exactly the same
Yes,
as...
it's exactly the same. And
Makes
it's...
sense.
with addition of extreme.
No,
I think extreme exists
extremes
in
in
that as
there.
well.
Oh, does
but
it?
we didn't have a scale, an area big
We
enough
were
to
in
have
quite a
extreme.
confined
Oh, I
space.
see. Of course.
If you were
'cause
like
we're
in a
that
city and
canyon,
you had
weren't
someone
we?
sniping or something, that might be
Yeah,
an
okay,
extreme
yeah.
range. So this ship is quite far away from you. You're still flying into the system, and it's clearly hiding. But you have made a good roll. Your,
Aware of
piloting roll allowed this really good sensor roll. What you also detect is a Onager class Star Destroyer drop out of hyperspace further away in the system. An Onager class Star Destroyer has got a giant fucking cannon on the front of it. That's no nicer way to put it. It's a Star Destroyer that ends in a kind of T-bar.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
With a giant gun.
With a big gun in the middle. And it just... But it also has a complement of fighters, as most Star Destroyers do. And in the brief moment that it drops out of hyperspace, you're pretty sure that some of its bay doors were opening. But nothing... You don't see any TIE fighters or anything specifically.
So, the smaller ship,
Yes.
is this Did the sensors suggest
This is at the coordinates that...
Oh, this is the ship that we've come to rendezvous
This
with,
seems
right?
to be the ship that you've been sent
Okay,
to
so
rendezvous with.
guys, I think it's probably best if we make our contact and then, get out of here or find somewhere that's not quite so conspicuous because something big and dangerous is on its way.
What is it?
A Star Destroyer.
It's quite far away.
Crap.
Yeah, but I really don't think we should be here when it.
It's not in
catches
orbit
up
of the
to us.
gas giant. Let's put it like that. It's not at extreme. It's like
At the edge of the system.
it's like at the edge of the system.
Were we given
right.
a code or anything to contact this?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
On the stick you were given, there was a contact code, and there was a password to share with them.
All right. Transmit the password.
Okay, well, as your scan happens and you kind of go out of the nice little sort of Lagrange point of all the magnetic bubbles, things start to crackle up again. So you need to make a computer's roll to transmit successfully. It's one difficulty because there's interference.
Oh, and then I use that, then don't I? Because I'm the next.
Because you're the next one.
Yep.
Right. 3, 4. So that cancels
that
one
cancels
of
one of
those. Getting the hang of this now. So I've got 3 success and 3 advantage.
No, you've got 4 success.
I've got 4 success and 3 advantage.
Wow.
Thanks.
Just as you said, he was getting out.
Okay.
Get all cocky about it. Don't get cocky,
Don't
kid.
get cocky.
Okay. So, wrong sheet.
Fun sheet.
You send your transmission, and a face comes up on a screen. Hey, Kraz. Oh. You're not who I was expecting. On the screen is a Duros, which is like big blue head dude, big round eyes. Yeah, and he's wearing kind of pilot fatigue type gear get up. Behind him you can see a couple of people moving around. There's an Ewok in the background, who seems to be like carrying a gun kind of thing. And he's like, right, so you're here for the package.
Yeah, low frac sensors. We're here to collect.
Get over here before someone turns up to come and stop us.
We'll do. We'll be right there.
Okay, right, so you're going to manoeuvre in.
Yeah, just kind of.
Okay, so...
Can I use my advantage?
Oh, yes, your
First.
advantage. Yep.
Because I've got 3 advantage.
Go for it.
So you can give one person one and then one the next
Yeah,
section.
so I'm going to... We're going to manoeuvre in now.
Yeah.
So I'm going to give you... one, because I'm going to give you one, and that one can just go into
Next
the
roll.
pool for the
Next
next
person.
one, because you're
Okay.
going to manoeuvre us in now, right?
Probably.
Cool. Okay, so as you start heading into the ring, there's ice particles, chunks of rock, all sort of floating around, and immediately they start to sort of, the smaller ones start to bounce off the hull of the ship. It's like, you kind of, it's very closely packed in here. It's not like an asteroid belt is kind of,
Big things
you
floating
don't see
around.
asteroids from one to the other. They're not that close. But this is clearly, the rubble
Lots
of
of
this
ice
moon
particles,
kind
yeah.
of coming out.
Let's hope they don't break Dreeb's big stupid glass dome.
He doesn't have a glass dome.
So
Despite his insistence.
He's going to build one at some point. He's going to find the first dome he can.
Duct tape on the roof.
Okay. The Duros is still on the line, and he says, so far we've had no trouble in the system. We've been waiting for a few hours now. Hopefully none of those psychos will turn up either. Imperials or rebels, they're all a bunch of nutcases.
Well, we're just here for the collection.
Yeah, someone's paying a lot of money for this, so we better make this happen.
Right, we'll see you shortly. Cut them off.
Okay.
Didn't want to tell them the Imperials here. They might panic and leg it. We want to get paid.
Interesting that someone's paying a lot for this package.
Well,
Do we have any idea what it is?
no, we were
We've just been sent to
We've been
collect
paid
something.
extra to not ask questions.
Yep.
If I want to keep working, want to do what we're saying we're doing, and just going to kind of.
Okay, so you now start to head in, and you are getting to sort of long range with the other ship. I'm just going to move it a bit closer so we can see this represented.
I'm guessing we can't really speed up because we'd kind of overshoot at this point.
You can speed up if you want to. You can make a roll, but if you fail, your ship might take damage. At the moment, you're manoeuvring between all these particles.
You're not in a massive rush.
How far away are the Empire, the Imperials?
Do you want to make a sensor roll, see if you can break through the magnetic interference? Yes.
Yeah.
2 now, sorry, because you're in the ice.
Oh, okay.
The rocks around you and the magnetics, so it's a little bit trickier.
Right, so that turns that into that, and that turns that into one of those. Right, so 1, 2, 3, 4 success and 1 advantage.
Okay. Blimey. So 4 success.
And 1 advantage.
You can see that the Star Destroyer has released a set of ships, small vessels, probably starfighter size, have fanned out across the system. So they're going in lots of different directions. And a few of them are headed in your direction. So clearly they're checking the planets, in the system. And it looks like 3 or 4, you can't tell because the signals are quite close together. Small fighter craft that clearly aren't used to being out at long range on their own, but may, base themselves on a large vessel or small moon-sized starbase, are heading in your direction.
Does anything about their formation suggest a particular
TIE fighter.
No. Okay. What about the formation of their dispersal across the system?
Oh, they're
like
heading
a
towards
search
the main
pattern.
planets in the system. There are other planets in the system.
Okay.
They seem to be heading out. There's a habitable planet, like a properly habitable planet, which has got a mining, settlement on it. You're not too worried about that. There are a couple of other smaller gas giants, which again have sort of mining outposts in orbit of them or on small moons.
Okay.
And they're all sort of TIE fighters are sort of heading off in different
Can I
directions.
calculate how long we've got till they arrive where we are?
Not long, because TIE fighters are pretty fast.
Yeah.
So you think they'll be at extreme range soon, and after that it doesn't take them long to get up close to you.
Yeah. Okay, guys, we need to hurry this up because we've
Alright,
got company
I'll
on
speed
the
up.
way imminently.
Okay. Let's make a roll. A piloting roll. And it's going to be... let me see. It's going to be...
You already know, don't you?
3.
guessing.
It's going to be 3 difficulty.
I guess, right.
You chose wisely.
3 successes and an advantage.
Okay.
And I will use my advantage to put one back into...
Yeah, that's
whatever goes
working
next.
as a strategy, isn't it?
Yeah, why not?
Keep the blue in.
Keep the blue in there.
The blue dice actually really help with that.
They
Yeah.
do.
They
do.
really help, so...
Okay, so here we go. Start phenomenon ordering. Navigation hazard setback. Okay, I should actually be giving you setback die, and it should be. Let's have a look.
So rather than
When making a
more-
pilot change, the difficulty is equal to the vehicle or starship's current speed or half its silhouette. So your silhouette's 5, isn't it?
4.
4. So it would have been 2 difficulty. Whichever is higher. What's your top speed?
3.
I would assume you're probably not going at top speed.
No,
so you're
we're
probably
going
doing
at 2. Yeah.
So it would have been 2 difficulty.
Oh, well, I rolled 3 and
Did they all have a failure on? Or
they all had stuff on, but I couldn't tell you what.
Okay,
so.
sure. The lower of the 2 values indicates how many times the difficulty of the check is upgraded. So they
Okay.
actually become...
They can
red
become
dice.
red, okay.
What determines
So
how
I think
many
we might
red
have to
there
re-roll this. Sorry, Roger. Right, so your speed is
are?
2.
We roll and you explode.
So you take... So it would be 2 difficulty, but they both get upgraded to to 2 red.
Oh, what?
Wow, okay, I need another
Because you're
red.
quite a big ship and you're going fairly fast. Because you've accelerated.
Actually, yeah, that looks like it just went better.
paid off, yeah.
Okay.
So 2
Hang on.
success.
Yep, hang on. Keep for a second. Navigational hazard setback dice. Space description. Flying around through a fractured comet. 2 setback dice.
Roll 2. That was one of those, so
There you go.
cancels that. Okay, so 1 success to 3 advantage.
1 success and 3 advantage. Okay. So, you successfully don't take any damage to your hull. You manage to pilot your way through.
Okay, I will give a blue die to Sparks, and I will put 1 for the next person as well,
Okay.
using the advantage.
And you're moving closer, aren't you?
Yeah. So that was to move quick there more quickly.
Yes. So you've moved forward a range increment, or do you want to use 2 maneuvers to... Is that 2 maneuvers to move? Because you're at long range.
I don't know.
So if we look at the
I was
maneuvers...
just trying to speed it up a bit.
Yeah, no, don't worry. I just want to do the rules. Here we go. Maneuvers.
Ship can take 2 manoeuvres per round at the cost of 2 system strain. So it looks to me like we'd have to take a system strain to do another manoeuvre.
But we've got advantage we can use, though, haven't we? Can't we spend advantage to...
To heal strain.
Yeah, effectively,
I
to
don't-
take another manoeuvre. That's what we can when we're in ground manoeuvres, isn't it?
No. Okay, that's fine. So we got to long range. Medium range. Yeah, because you got...
Yeah, we were long, and then...
We were long, and I sped us up to
medium,
try and get there quicker.
So we're not quite there. Yep, okay. As you get to that range, you can tell that...
Bloody hell, these things are fast. We're in extreme range, and then suddenly TIE fighters.
I'm sorry, 2 of them. One of them seems to be going off on the other side of the moon, kind of looking around.
Okay.
So these are extreme range, and they're not near each other. One is over. I'm going to. So it's relative to you and to each other. So you've got 2. So we've got 2 TIE fighters at extreme range. The transport is now at medium range to you. So it's all relative to you. That's kind of where we're going.
Okay.
Make a sensor roll.
Sensor, did you say?
Yes.
Difficulty?
Difficulty... 1.
So... I can never remember the
So
pairings.
that cancels one of them.
Yeah. Oh, nice. So I've got 4 success and 3
sorry, you should have rolled
advantage.
that as well. Because I gave you 1 and then the next roll, so roll that as well.
Oh, of course, yeah.
Nothing.
4
That's the last
success and 3 advantage.
Yeah.
Wow. That's one hell of a roll. So you're working the system. You're
The
getting...
sensors destroy the TIE fighters.
You scan them so hard.
Scan them
You
to
turn
death.
them into data. No,
Wait, was he scanning the enemy or just scanning in general?
scanning in general.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, sorry, they were the wrong way around. But that's better for you, isn't it?
I'm happy for them to face
They
it.
weren't looking for us.
No, you put them there now.
I'm assuming they were supposed to be going at us.
You actually move that one a bit further away, so it's sort of... Yeah, that's...
I'm assuming they were supposed to be flying at us.
They are flying at you. In your direction.
They're reversing.
They're flying in your direction.
This TIE fighter is reversing.
Okay. So, you got 4 successes. You pick up a 4th ship. And there is a small, light freighter that appears sort of from around the kind of polar region of the gas giant, and it starts heading in towards all of you.
I've got a bad feeling about this.
It's going to be at long range over there. And now he's disappeared. Can you bring him slightly this way? Yeah, there you go. Perfect. Yep. Nice quote, by the way.
Thanks. Janway, we're going to need weapons, I think.
Get to the guns. You've also got 3 advantage to spend.
Oh yeah! How advantageous. There you go.
Another blue die.
And Janway just kind of walks off to the
And then
guns,
one to the next.
That's one thing Janway knows how
I'm
to do.
going to give it to you.
She's
for
good.
one. Oh, I can't, can I?
So, a fourth ship has just appeared. This one coming over the limb of the gas giant into long range with you. But medium range with all the other ships. Right, so what do you guys want to do? I think at this point we should probably have initiative.
How does this work
Oh,
when we're
right.
on a ship?
So, this is good. We're exploring the starship rules. Apologies if we get a couple of these wrong along the way. We will do our best, but please comment below.
Definitely.
Give us your comments. Tell us where we've done things wrong. I know there are people who think as well that this system is a little bit hard on starship combat and needs a little bit of finessing or smoothing out. So we'll
This
probably
is
get a
first
few-
edition of this.
This is the only edition of it.
Right.
There are some people who are like, I think you should change this rule or that rule. I've seen lots of comments on forums. So we'll play it through it as the rules as we can, and then we'll see if people come with comments for use later on. So, determine initiative. This is very much the same as before. Each player rolls cool or vigilance. Cool is if you know it's coming, and vigilance is if you don't. So you guys are rolling cool.
Just presence. Oh, my presence is 1.
And they are still tough.
Oh,
Initiative order. He notes which results.
one green.
Any difficulty on that?
No, it's a simple, no difficulty.
Oh, you got 3 in presence, have you?
Right, so
Well, I've got 3 in presence.
my books.
Is that what so for this, the triumph is just a success, isn't it?
Yeah, annoyingly, because I got a triumph.
Let's get my stat.
Oh, just triumph. Oh,
Just-
it counts as
just
just
counts.
only as a success for
yeah,
when you're
yeah.
rolling initiative.
For initiative, because
Oh, what a shame.
I know, it's really disappointing.
Okay.
I think it should count for 2.
Do you?
Yeah,
Well,
it should count for 2, really.
shame it doesn't.
Sucks to be you.
Right, so
who had to use the next blue?
I think that will be on our test rather than initiative. I'm
oh yeah, that doesn't count. This isn't a test. This is just...
I do get one because of my Jedi thing. I'll take that.
Oh, you do, don't you?
Yeah, I do.
Right, so 2. So one of the TIE pilots got 2 successes. Does anyone beat 2 successes?
I also got 2.
Okay.
I got 2 with 2 advantage.
Okay.
Yeah, I got 2 with an advantage and a triumph.
I'll roll for these others. So they are both considered. These dudes. Same again. 1 success was the most they could achieve. So it is you guys first, and then NPC, PC, NPC. So you get to do your manoeuvres. So you are able to do things in the ship on your go.
And do we have to go in the order of the initiative that we roll?
No,
I think
no.
we can
Now you can select.
Oh, right, so just the highest of the initiative that we got determines whether we go before the NPCs.
That's how I like to do it.
Right, so I'm assuming for the drop we were going to literally stop with them, get the stuff, and then...
Yes.
Okay, so priorities is going to be take out these guys.
Our guns are close range, so we may struggle to do that this time.
You have to get up to close range and engage.
Is that going to be our strategy? Take them out and then do the trade, or do the trade and then scarper?
No, because if we stop, we're going to be a sitting duck and they'll just blow us out
Okay.
of the space.
We can,
Okay.
You can't blow us out
boost
this
our
way.
shields. Don't know how much that'll help, but we can do it.
Yes. So
I think we need to just comm to our contact just in case,
Because they may not stick around or they may get destroyed.
or they may not even have detected what's going on. We don't know what state their sensors are in.
sure, you can fly. Your speed is 2, yeah.
Currently.
So you can go from medium to short with 2 manoeuvres.
Okay,
On this cheat sheet, and we've got a link for the cheat sheets that we use below. We took them from the storyspanner.net. This vehicle.
oh, we don't have one of them.
You don't have one of those?
Oh, I did.
Here you go. You guys take that one. See that little stepped box on the,
that's
on the
handy.
right-hand side?
Okay.
So it tells you you're moving at speed 2.
But as the pilot, if I go next, I can speed up to speed 3.
Yeah, it doesn't allow you to 2 to 4. I think is one bracket. So it'll take you 2 manoeuvres to go from medium to short.
Okay. How close do we need to be with our guns?
Close.
Okay. All right. Well,
Medium. Is it close range or short range?
ours is close range. Our guns.
Yeah. Pass me that sheet for a moment.
Which one?
The one, top one. Yeah, so close is like engaging in hand to hand.
No,
You
that's got close, medium, long. It just affects the difficulty.
Yes, so
Ventricle, medium, laser turret, range, close, dogfighting. Yeah, so our
so our weapon won't allow us to target it from
just
that
a close
distance.
range.
Yeah, ours are close dogfighting guns. Alright, so we literally can't
That
shoot
was a
anything.
miscalculation then, wasn't it?
well, no, you can't. You need to get close and then start shooting.
Strafing and...
Let's have a look. Accelerate, decelerate. You can fly, move at your current speed towards, away from a target. Evasive manoeuvres. So it may be that you don't manoeuvre, you stay. It's about relative to each other. So they're all relative to you. So if neither of you move away from each other, you'll be flying alongside each other at the same range, you see, and flying between the chasm and all this kind of stuff at close range. Because everyone else at medium or long range would see that going on, but still be at the same range.
Okay. Let's hail the guys we're meeting and tell them to stay in front of us, and we'll go behind them and cover them.
What's going on?
There's Imperials behind you. Get behind us and then stay there. We'll cover you.
Oh, you want me to come out of cover?
They know you're here. Get out.
Okay. Is that what you're doing on your action, though?
Can I not talk while I fly?
Yeah. No, what I mean is you're talking. That's
yeah,
fine.
and I will accelerate.
Okay. And are you going to fly towards... What
I guess this...
What relative distance you want to close?
This one.
Basically I want to put us in between them and that.
Okay.
So between the TIE fighters and Mystery Ship and the guy we're meeting.
So we're wanting to go kind of here.
So you want to come in... You want to try and move to...
So we're going to be now...
Because they're at...
So we're going to be at close range now
they're
with
medium,
that.
aren't
With
they?
that. So we're going to be next to that thing.
So you're going to close on this?
Yeah.
Yep. So you're going to go medium to short, and that's 2 manoeuvres. And you can use your action as a manoeuvre, just like in close combat.
Okay.
Or you can do a manoeuvre and take strain.
No, I'm just quite happy to...
We can't do anything. We can't target anything anyway, so we may as well just use that as the action.
Yeah, if you take a second... a starship or vehicle with silhouette 1 to 4 can benefit from one pilot-only manoeuvre in a round, and can benefit from a second pilot-only manoeuvre if it suffers 2 system strain. So you're like pushing the engines, doing all that kind of stuff.
Getting there.
So you're at, let's say, short range like that, and they're going to move.
Is the contact ship is still accelerating away from these? So does...
Well,
because it's relative, so
it's
they're-
not been moving.
Everyone's moving around. You're all flying, and it's all happening at the same time. It's all quite short gap in time.
Yeah.
So that's your go, your manoeuvre and your action. Right. My go is for the transport ship. It is going to go from. So you're at short range there, yeah, and it's going to go to. It's going to use 2 manoeuvres to go to medium range over here, staying in the ice as you're flying towards it. It starts flying towards you. Goes past you, and you can kind of see it, then you can't, then you can. It's manoeuvring between these big ice boulders and rocks. You can see a few, because it's silhouette 3, and it's going at speed 2, so it's 2 red dice, and the pilot's skill, which is piloting. Yep. Agility, I think, is that right? Agility for piloting. So let's give that a roll. He's got a success. So yeah, no damage to the ship as he's flying through the. Let's swap these cards over so they're on the same. think that makes a lot more sense for me, and I don't need all of them. Right, cool. So that was one of their goes. Right, now it's one of you guys. So these guys are now at... you've gone from... They're now at long range.
How will that help us to do that then?
Because they can't call for help. Although these guys did just travel across the system in like the time it took us to go like 500 yards.
I think they probably all
You were
already know.
flying in and around the rocks and stuff, they just went...
If they've seen us, then I guess unless they just happen to find us, I don't know.
They were... none of them looked like they were flying on a course to intercept you. They looked like they were flying towards this planet to investigate.
And they just
Okay,
happened to come to the
let's
exact point on the
do. Shall we
planet.
do that then?
Yeah, jam them.
Okay, so average computer check. So 2 difficulty.
So that cancels the blast one.
Switch back to the...
Here we go. Wow. Okay, 3 success and 4 advantage to jam them.
So you jam them.
So yeah, for each 2 you can affect 1 more. So you've got 4, so you can jam the 2 TIE fighters.
Yeah.
Okay. And what impact does that apply to them? Give them a hard...
They have to do a hard computer check
to get through the jamming.
to break the jamming.
It's a bit like the ground one that we used in the first episode.
An average computer check.
That's 2.
Yeah, so
Yep.
difficulty 2 computer check to break through.
Cool. Okay. So they'll have to see we may see if they notice that they're being...
Oh no, it jams all of them, but you increase the difficulty from the 2. Sorry, I was reading the wrong one. So it's now a hard check.
on which ones?
All of them, in fact.
Everyone.
The 2 TIE fighters.
An increase the number of enemy ships affected by using those, so you can spend 2 of the advantage because you got 3 to affect all 3 ships.
So you're going to use all your successes and all of your
No,
advantage?
that's only 2 of the advantage. You've still
2.
got 1 left,
Okay.
so you can put 1 back in.
Yeah, I'll do that. Yeah.
Okay, right. So you've using the a kind of clue from the magnetosphere and the kind of fluctuations you've seen in that and how powerful that is. You kind of produce with your jammer. You try and produce a similar kind of wave, so it looks a bit like
A natural occurrence.
A natural occurrence rather than a jamming signal. And yes, you have jammed them. The opposed to that is when it's their go to try and figure out what's going on. That is your action.
Mm-hmm.
Did you want to do anything else?
Like a manoeuvre. You can walk around a bit, stretch your legs.
Yeah, the rest of this isn't really... It's
Okay.
a bit above my pay grade,
That's
so...
fine. Okay, so
We'll
it's
leave it to
it's
these
going to be
guys.
one of them. So we're going to have the other ship over there. If you can move it a bit closer. I think actually it's probably still at long. It's probably still. Yeah, so it's going to get closer. Oh yeah, sorry. Here we go. So Roger just pointed to where we've done it. So move that ship a bit closer, and it is going to try and scan. So it's going to try and you've jammed it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's going to try and and he is and it was a hard. Did you say 3?
Hard, yeah, 3.
I'm going to use a force point, a dark side destiny point, to increase one of those greens to a yellow.
And shall we use one to up one of the purples to a red?
May as well.
Yeah, why not? Okay. Because it's clearly an important scan, and
I'm going to use another one to upgrade another green to a yellow.
Yeah, make another red. Let's make it.
yeah,
let's
why
make
not?
it
Yeah,
fun.
go on. Have another red.
And I'm going to use another one.
I'm going to use another one.
This
If
must
you've
be
got any more purple, we'll make it a third.
This
red.
must be compelling viewing.
Yeah.
We're changing
We've got
dice.
red over there.
Oh my word! Oh yes! Oh no, he got a triumph, but he also got a.
He got the super failure.
He also
as well.
got a despair.
Yeah.
Oh.
And
So he's done something amazingly
success.
well and something amazingly badly.
Something amazingly well, something amazingly badly. A threat. So that's gone. That's gone. Oh, that didn't quite get on the screen. Well,
I demand a recount.
Okay, so something incredibly bad happens.
They blow up.
They take damage.
Their computers short out.
I was just going to say from scanning.
Working harder to get through your jam, that's what it was.
Oh yeah, man.
Spending triumph. Do something vital to turn the tide of the battle. Upgrade any allied character's next piloting role. The ship seems to be having some navigational system issues. And it's kind of, as a seasoned pilot, Kayvan, you can tell that the ship is having serious trouble with the ebb and flow of the magnetic field. And you think something might be wrong with their ship just by the way they're manoeuvring. You're not sure.
By the way, they're lazy.
Lazily to the right, the fools.
However, they do close the distance because I've got some successes. I got one success because that's a failure, but it's cancelled out. But something bad does happen, which you've figured out by looking at them. Something's going wrong with their navigational system.
What about the
And
disadvantages?
the two threat.
Threat, sorry.
I am. They're not actually targeting you as per. An opponent may immediately perform one free maneuver in response to the attacking character's check. So you've seen this coming in. Oh, you did two maneuvers, didn't you? Sorry.
No, we only did one. We only just kind of fimbled forwards.
No, it took two maneuvers to move from medium to short.
Wow, to move one range bracket on max speed, it takes two manoeuvres.
Yeah, because if you've got to think about it, it's like the space is a lot bigger than
They're
the ground.
huge. We're not talking. This is like you've covered the distance between two moons, kind of thing.
The distance between medium and short goes from 300 kilometres to 36 kilometres. So this is quite.
Yeah, this battle mat is not representative of distances. That's why I'm saying it's kind of subjective and relative. These TIE fighters are still really far away.
Do we get blue die then for those threats?
Add blue to the targeted character's next piloting or gunnery check. What do you want? Piloting or gunnery?
We'll go piloting because gunnery's already got two.
And we've got one in the pool as well.
Have you got one yourself? Do you need
I
another one?
don't know.
There you go. Okay. Actually, they're not after you.
We don't know that yet.
No, but I do. So that they're not targeting you. I know. It's about you guys. You guys are the heroes of the story, so that's fine.
It's all about us.
It is all about you. Yeah, heroes. Yeah.
Hero pose!
Hang on.
My hero pose
Hang on,
is just...
hang on. Hero pose. The shrug. The shrug comes out. Okay, cool. So, that was his go. Which one of you is next? It's just Janway left to go.
Just me there. And then I'm going to do a fire discipline action.
Oh, wow.
That sounds
basically,
exciting.
I can basically give us some more blue die. It's the only real action I can do at the moment without actually shooting my gun.
Fire discipline. Grant something to next ally on board firing a weapon.
Or you can-
each following ally per extra. Oh, that's quite nice.
Yeah,
Per success.
yeah.
Per two successes.
Yeah, I mean,
What are you rolling on?
I'm rolling on discipline because that's the only one I've actually got a thing
Okay.
on. But it's free difficulty, so the chances of me
Okay.
actually getting anything is slim. But so I get one success and a threat.
Ooh. Right.
So I succeed
Yes.
and grant a gunnery.
So, yeah. So you're going to...
You could have just aimed.
Yeah. Well, I can't do anything because I can't. You can only aim
the
when you're
wrong
actually.
range.
Yeah, I'm not actually shooting yet, so that now goes into my pool for the next time round.
Yes, because he's the
Yeah.
next firing a weapon.
Yeah.
Spend 3 advantage to inflict 1 system strain per hit. Okay. So you're using the targeting systems. You're checking the different ships, getting it all ready, sharing information with the cockpit just in case. But you are like narrowing down their vectors, all that kind of stuff. So that's cool. Your threat, however, find a ship. Active fire is the benefits of prior maneuver. Your ship, because of this, your ship suffers 1 strain.
Wow. I was overpowering.
Exactly. You diverted power.
Systems strain, I'm guessing.
Yeah. Yes, it is. System strain.
Wow, that is harsh.
That is harsh. The power was rerouted suddenly. You had a power spike, and it's kind of a bit too much power routed to the guns. Yeah, exactly. Remember, these things, these YT-1300s are big piles of junk. You know, they're flown around for years and they're kind of slightly falling apart. You know? So there's the tubing along the corridors.
Yeah,
there's plants growing in your one as well.
We made the Kessel run in 13 parsecs.
Yeah, when you round down. Okay, cool. So that was them. You guys have all gone.
Yeah.
So
It's just the 2 TIE
fighters. So TIE fighters are
Speed 612.
speed 5.
Oof.
So they can close from long to short range in 2 maneuvers. But the big thing about this is they need to do scanning. They need to do a scanning action first because they haven't necessarily detected you guys. Because remember, they're coming in from outside. They're at long range, and you guys are in close to that moon where there's all the magnetic stuff going on.
Yeah.
So they may not have picked you up. So they might just remain at long range or get to medium range, depending on what happens. So there's long to short, but there's no long to medium. That's a bit weird. Okay, anyway. Who cares right now? Let's roll for these guys. They are cunning 2. I'm just going to make a joint roll for them because they're because they're minion people. Yeah, minions. So, but because there's 2 of them, that means I upgrade one of the dice to a yellow because they're kind of sharing information and things.
The jamming difficulty dice, don't you?
You're absolutely right. 3.
That's more for communication.
Is that communication?
I thought. Was it?
Yeah, it's communication.
Oh, it's communication.
Okay, communication.
Although scan the enemy is a hard perception check according to this.
It is. This is not scan the enemy.
Oh, they're
But
scanning
this is
for
just
us.
scan the area, so it's going to be 2 difficulty because of all the magnetosphere and everything going on, and because of no, you did communication, didn't you?
Yeah.
Here we go. Right. So let's have a look. Oh, triumph!
They spotted us.
Triumph!
And a despair.
2 successes.
No despairs.
One of those is gone, so that flips that round to
Oh, it's failure, not despair.
and a threat. So they are.
They know everything's here.
They know everything's here. They've scanned
And one of them takes
the lot.
strain?
One of them takes strain, but they have.
Oh, they don't have
System
strain, do
Well,
they?
no, that's the
Because they're
Guardians.
The minions on foot.
They do have system strain. Okay.
Is it 1?
No, it's not. No, it's not. It's not. It's not. Definitely not. It's definitely not as much as you guys though.
We scanned them, bang.
I mean, that's the standard TIE fighter manoeuvre, isn't
They're
it?
just disposable. Single use only.
Okay. So,
Trash cans with wings.
Yeah.
so Mark, pick a TIE fighter to take a strain. Which one? That one. It's closer to the gas giant. His sensors are overloaded slightly, and you see a little cascade of electricity running up the panels of the side of the ship. Briefly, it
need
still
an ion cannon.
keeps moving. Still keeps moving. Right.
Do they fly at us?
They then do a manoeuvre because they had an action. They're now going to do a manoeuvre, but they are at medium range to that guy, so he's going to move to short range with him, and he's actually going to push it. Sorry, short range should be like that. Well, if I touch them together, they're engaged, as in close fighting. So they're short range. He's short range to him, and he's going to move from long to short. He's going to push his ship to take 2 strain and fly in.
it's in short
This
range.
TIE fighter comes screaming in. These things are so fast. Flies in round the moon. This little ice trail's coming off the top of its parallel wings. Yeah, exactly. As it arcs around the moon and comes in low, and you can tell that its weapons. His weapons are hot. All of you know. You can you will guess that his weapons are hot. But Sparks and Janway particularly, it comes up on your sensors. But he's forced himself to take a bit of strain in order to do that. But obviously thinks it's very important to engage you. And now, as you had flown into where the freighter was, you are inside this great big chasm crack through the moon, and literally you can see sort of at the very far distance, a light slice of light, as this you can see this crack. These two halves of this moon are sort of slowly and occasionally bumping into each other as they wobble around in the orbit of this gas giant. That's probably what's creating all the rock and ice coming out of it. At the moment, they seem to be they've just had a bump.
So they're
and
separating.
Maybe moving away from each other slightly. And you are flying now up through between these big jagged rocks,
so cool.
ice and rocks sticking out, and this TIE fighter comes screaming in.
Spiraling.
And you're like flying along, and it's behind you, and it's kind of coming in to attack you. It's not quite in.
So should we be facing the other way?
No, this is relative.
Okay.
This guy's behind you. That's more important. You two are facing each other. He's coming to him from the side because he's not sure where he's going. Okay, right. Top of the round. So, you guys get to go first. What are you doing? Do you want to engage?
So I guess that would mean I'd need to, because I'd have to go first, because you can't do anything until I get there.
Nope.
All right.
I can't do it.
We'll do that then. I will engage.
Okay.
Good luck.
And ship is traveling at the same speed. Sorry, 1 second. Just reading the. You're not piloting. So the number of options on the page. Clearing an attack. So we're going to be doing. So what are you doing?
Well, I can't attack. I just have to fly at them.
Sure. So you're gonna close the distance, which will be one maneuver for you. So you get a free maneuver. So you want to close. You want to go to close.
I will do that then.
Okay. So we're going to move you touching bases. So you're now, and you're like on your little track.
It's just really annoying because we have to fly at them, then they can shoot at us.
Well, this is the problem of having a ship with lots of stations. But he's got hardly any hull and shields. Well, he hasn't got shields. Sorry, hull and strain. So you're probably going to take him out fairly quickly. Now you do have an action. So you can do something like evasive. That's another maneuver. You could do that as a maneuver by spending your action to do that. Let's have a look. What co-pilot jamming? Shields, manual repairs, fire discipline, scan the enemy, slice enemy systems, spoof missiles. So you could do something like evasive maneuvers, upgrade difficulty on incoming combat checks. You need to be 3+.
So
you're at 3, aren't you? Accelerated to 3, didn't you?
Yeah, we're at max speed.
Okay. And your silhouette is 4?
4.
Yeah, so you can do evasive maneuvers.
Can I angle the deflector shield?
Oh, sure. Is that boosting shields?
No, angle deflector shields. It's transfer shields from fore to aft and vice versa.
So in other words, he
This
can
should
move
not
our
be done if an
shields
enemy
from the back
starship has
to the
gained
front.
the advantage.
So it means the front shields then become 2 rather than 1-1. Because at the moment they're 1-1.
1-1.
But you can angle them and move them.
Okay, cool.
So yeah,
I like it.
I will
What
use
I'll
my
do-
action to angle the deflector shield.
Could you
Okay.
modify the deflector array to emit an inverse tachyon pulse?
Wrong game.
Wrong game. Right, so I'm gonna put shields. You won't be able to see it on the screen, but for us that will help to denote. So you're going to do that. Do you have to make a roll to do that? Okay. Angle deflectors. So that's another maneuver. Sorry, I was looking at actions.
Yeah.
With 1 point of defense to any zone. Okay, so you're going to have 2
On the front. 2 on the front.
2 on the front. Okay. So, and you're coming in at that angle. You're
Basically, we're
dogfighting.
going straight into intercept here.
Yeah, and you're dogfighting as well. So you're flying around each other between these gaps, trying to shoot each other. If you did something like gain the advantage, then you could get behind
Yeah,
someone.
I don't know how we do that.
That's a maneuver you would have. It's an action you'd have to take as the pilot. Vehicle actions.
But doesn't it say it says speed plus 4 plus?
Oh yeah,
Oh,
4
sorry.
plus. You're not
I
speed
don't know.
4, are
I've
you?
got fly, accelerate, decelerate, punch it, evasive manoeuvres, and stay on target.
Okay.
Yeah, but in the vehicle below is a gain advantage one.
I'm not sure you've got that sheet.
Oh, I don't have that
Take
sheet.
that sheet. There you go.
Yeah, it would probably be helpful.
Cheat sheets are very handy. As long as you've got them. Right.
I mean, you can always take this one back if you need it, Pete.
No, I've realised I've got some on my GM screen. Hey, it's like they've thought about it. Look at that. I really like this screen actually.
Planning
It's
ahead.
really good. Okay, cool. So let's. Where were we? You've angled the deflector shields, so your front shields are more powerful. You see this happen, Janway, and you think, "Oh, good, he knows what he's doing." It is then me.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this guy here.
That's the sensible one to do.
The one in front of you. He's going to fire at you. But let's have a look. Let's have a look.
Close range is only one difficulty.
So if I'm ever firing at you, and no one has the advantage on you, as in gain the advantage, you get to decide which side of your ship gets hit. Because remember, this is like an ebb and flow of dogfight.
So we could.
So right now,
So we're
if I
going
shoot
to
at you,
front.
you go front because you've got 2 shields, so you've got more soak.
Yeah.
Whereas if I gain the advantage, and then on my next attack, I can dictate which
yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
Makes
So that's what I'm actually going to do. I'm going to try and gain the advantage on you. So I have speed 4
But you
plus.
can't attack when you do that, can you?
No, because that's my action.
Okay.
So I'm a speed 4 plus ship, so I can do it. What's your max speed on your ship?
3.
3. So mine's 5. So I'm 2. Initiating ship speed is 1 or more higher than target ship, so it's an easy roll for me. There's the 1. And he is a starfighter pilot, so he's got 3 of those. And I'm going to use a dark side destiny point to upgrade
I
one of
don't
those.
think there is any point in us upgrading
Hang
that.
on. Let me just check I've not got these wrong. I think I haven't done these ones properly. Sorry.
Yeah,
Just
it was on
Yeah.
3.
Yeah, it was on 3
Definitely,
definitely because
yeah.
I've been rinsing it.
Bring yellow dice.
Destiny. Right. Do you want to do anything?
No point. Literally no point here.
You're confident in my
see.
gunning skills.
Well, whatever we do, he's not going to fluff that roll.
Right. Here we go. You say that. He's not going to fluff that roll.
Well, a success, that's enough.
One success.
That's all you needed.
Right. So I gain the advantage. So what I'm going to do to represent that is I'm going to move him around to behind the ship.
Only. It was
Because
almost,
he's not really there, but that just lets us remember that
yeah.
he's
gonna.
behind.
He's targeting that part of the ship.
And his next attack until
just
the
annoying,
end
isn't it? Nothing I can do
use maneuver until the end of the following check succeeds. The pilot ignores all penalties imposed by his own and his opponent's use of the evasive starship maneuver until the end of the following round. In addition, the pilot also chooses which defensive zone he hits with his attack. If he fails his check, he fails to gain the advantage from the attempt and still suffers the effects of any evasive maneuvers. So basically,
So we can't evade that then.
No, there is literally nothing we can do to stop Pete doing that.
Okay.
Basically, we are screwed in a real ship-to-ship fight.
so you can do evasive maneuver.
No, it doesn't affect it.
No, because
No, but you can try and you can't gain the advantage on him.
no.
But this is the whole point. You've got a big, bulky ship that can take lots of hits, and he's a small little ship that can.
Oh,
like,
we
get
can't
in behind
re-angle the deflector.
You can re-angle the
Yeah.
deflectors.
No, we can't because it says this should not be done if the enemy starship has gained the advantage.
Oh.
So
Yeah,
we can't
we
re-angle
are
it.
absolutely screwed.
Okay. Well, 1 point of soak's not going to make that much of a difference, to be honest. Let's bear that in mind. Right. So that, and he is also. What's he going to do as his manoeuvre? He is
I'm
going
wondering
to.
if I should do that. Make it harder for him to hit us.
I wouldn't worry about it, just let Shanway
Is
blow
that
it.
spoof missiles?
Yeah.
He's not going to be using missiles. He's going to be using. blasters.
Oh, so they're not guided weapons anyway, so it won't make any difference.
He's going to try and scan.
Scan the enemy.
Oh no, that's actually an action.
That's an action.
Sorry. Maneuvers. I don't have the cheat sheet now. Look at this. Come on. Oh no, here we go. Maneuvers. Accelerate, fly, drive.
Stay on target.
Stay on target. There we go.
You can stay on target.
Until the enemy's end of the pilot's next turn, all combat checks from the vehicle or vessel executes maneuver upgrade the ability dice in their pool once. Boom. We're doing that.
So we get that as
But
well.
we also get that as well.
Yeah. Yep, the pilot blocks out all other threats. Any combat checks made, targeting a ship, executing this starship maneuver upgrades the ability dice in their pool once. Yep, that's fine. News related to that. Cool. Okay, so he is going to stay on target, and he's like honing in on you, and he's like.
That's that bit where like Darth is like.
You see
down.
you see the black helmet of the TIE pilot. You know, they like little children with massive helmets. And the reflection in his cold, dead eyes is his targeting reticle getting smaller. Right. Who's next? Everyone points at Janway.
Mr. 3 blue dice.
I know, and then I'm going to take aim for a 4th blue dice. So if someone can throw me a 4th blue dice, that'd be excellent.
Whoa.
And you get that
I
as
can
well.
have the next roll as well.
So you get
Whoa!
And because you're you're doing your thing, one of my green dice becomes a yellow dice.
Yeah, okay, I think we've got this.
Okay.
And it's one difficulty.
Okay, we're going to spend a point to upgrade.
Okay, let's take that one off. Whoa!
So
how many successes you got there?
I have 4 successes and 1 advantage.
Okay.
So I'll use the 1 advantage to put the blue dice back in the pool.
Yep.
And then that is 6. That is 10 damage.
Oh, crit because of the 3. Do you
no,
get
it's
crit?
crit
Oh, is that
free. Yeah, that's crit free.
advantages?
You need 3 advantages.
Oh, it's advantage, sorry.
So that's 10 damage.
Right. Assembling the dice for pull, deal damage. Did a +1 damage for each
Success.
Yep. You can spend your bits and bobs. Do you want to spend your bits and bobs?
What bits and bobs?
Your advantage?
Oh yeah. I've just
Already done
got
that.
that.
Okay, cool.
You only have 2 agility.
When a ship or vehicle
my
suffers damage,
character
it reduces that
takes
damage
normal
by its
strength.
armour. If any damage remains after this, the vehicle suffers that much hull trauma to its hull trauma threshold. So, let's have a look at its armour. Oh, how much damage did you do?
I did 10.
10.
You did 10 points of damage. Okay. Well, funnily enough, they don't have shields, do they?
No.
Do I get to do a dodge or anything, or is it just you get to shoot at me and then I'm blown up?
Because you were staying on target.
Cheeky git.
That's what you get.
I'm going to spend a dark point. No, can be used. Assembly's dice pool, difficulty check. Silhouette comparison. So the difficulty.
Does it get increased?
The
1
difficulty
second.
increases. She had 4 successes and
I
an
had
advantage.
4 successes and 1
Same silhouette
advantage.
as target. One
Yes.
silhouette is 1 larger or smaller than target. Difficulty 2. Find silhouette 2 or more points smaller than the target.
What's the silhouette of a TIE fighter?
Silhouette of a TIE fighter is
Probably 1.
3.
Oh, 3.
Oh,
so
so
it's
it's
only
only
1
one.
difference. Okay.
Yeah.
1 threat, so it removes my advantage. So
So we take that
So
out.
we still get.
Okay,
still
okay,
get damage. So
Still 10 damage. Okay, so you kind of swing round as it comes round behind you, and
It's
it's kind
almost like I sensed it.
almost. And as it tracks round behind you, and the ship is moving between this kind of great chasm, you kind of turn the laser cannons.
And I kind of almost wait until he goes, and you can, like you said, you can see the dead, and I just go, flash him a smile.
And he explodes.
Yes.
He's got 2 armour, no shields, and 6 hull. Okay, so let's
Good work.
let's do this by the book.
Hey, I got one, guys.
That's great, kid. Don't get cocky.
Had to be done.
Been waiting all night for that.
Some weapons and talents modify his critical hit roll. No. So damage. I'm just double confirming it's not
We'll
like
do it all by the books.
By the
Literally
books.
by the books.
literally. Like the wound threshold of a player character, hull trauma threshold represents the amount of physical damage that the ship can suffer before it is either crippled or destroyed. 1 point of hull trauma equals 10 wounds on an individual, just to let you know. Okay, so your laser cannon and you clip it, and it spins through the air and crashes into a rock.
Lovely.
And there's a big explosion.
Because that's how it always happens in Star Wars.
Yeah, it's something like that. Okay, so this TIE fighter is destroyed.
Hey.
Yes, they're not very tough.
So is the amount of like sort of soak you do is that your shield and your armour then?
For you guys,
Yeah.
Do we have any armour?
Yeah, we do have armour free.
Cool.
Yeah, so you guys are not like gonna get knackered easily. They've got, pretty much everyone knows TIE fighters are armed with medium laser cannons, which is the same as you guys. So you know the weapon stats of that weapon as well. Okay, so that was your go. Well done, nicely done, Janway. Clearly the force is with you. Next up, we're going to have the other TIE fighter is going to attack that other ship. So we are going to have. He's got 3 of those and 1. Yes, it's 1 of those.
Yeah, close range is one of those. And then the silhouette,
smaller.
I'm assuming it's
The same silhouette as target, or silhouette is 1 larger or smaller average. Yep. Yep. Okay. Right. I bet I'm missing something like handling. I'm sure it's in a different section. Defense.
There's nothing on the.
Handling. In game terms, a ship or vehicle's handling characteristic determines the number of boost or other die to players. Baseline handling is 0. Oh, that's if you're doing like a manoeuvre. So earlier on, you should have actually probably had a penalty based on.
Yeah, we have a black die in our handling.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it makes it. We have a sack back die.
That's
whenever
good
we're doing any
to
pilot
know.
manoeuvring.
All right.
And no, it doesn't have any defence. That's fine.
Yeah.
Good. Right, so we did that right. You blew it up.
Hey.
Okay, so the other TIE fighter is going to attack the smaller freighter. And we get 1 success. So there is a round of laser fire, and that ship, it hits the ship. Your sensors show that it's damaged, but not destroyed. So Sparks, your go.
I'm not really sure if there's anything I can do from this range.
You can do co-pilot,
Oh,
which means it upgrades Roger's next
that sheet.
piloting role.
there's another sheet.
Yeah.
Or you can
Downgrade
That's right,
difficulty
we'll
next
get
piloting
the
check
hang of all
once,
the rules, and then
once
it'll
per
be
success.
seamless.
Cannot be performed by the pilot. Ah, okay.
That makes sense.
That's probably the most helpful thing I can do, isn't it?
Or you can boost shields. I don't know if you've got mechanics.
Yeah, I have got
yeah,
mechanics.
it does.
Actually, my
But it
mechanics
only lasts for 1 round.
Well, so will the co-pilot, presumably. Because it's only the next piloting check, isn't it? So
Next piloting check. I mean, if I'm just flying in a straight line at them, I don't know if I need to do one.
yeah. Should we...
Well, it depends if you want to accelerate and get over somewhere quicker.
I can't accelerate. We're going at
You're-
max speed.
Okay.
So the next piloting check will probably not be required. Then, is
It'll
that what
probably
you're
be
saying?
when we're in combat. Basically, I'm just going to fly casually at it.
So we're going to
Actually,
say
the co-pilot isn't
that
gonna
at this moment, through the crack in the moon, you can see these ships, because remember you're inside this moon. You can see all the way down there on your sensors these other ships fighting. Behind you, the transport is still there at medium range, and you are kind of now manoeuvring between these rocks, deciding on whether you're going to go further towards those ships or back out towards that transport.
Well, that's a good point.
Well, it's
Yeah, this guy's not really our problem. So
yeah. I mean, co-piloting might be quite useful for me to spin it around and get off.
yeah, okay.
So it's a pilot check at difficulty 2.
I think there's some fireworks going on outside.
What's your agility?
Agility
Or car backfiring.
3, but I get 2 green, 1 yellow because I've got thingy.
There you go, and then
Cool.
2 success, 1 advantage. Cool. That was really quick as well.
Yeah.
So it downgrades the
Look, you've been
difficulty by 2 of my next pilot check.
Okay, great. And you've got an advantage. So what do you want to use that for?
Put it in the pool.
Blue die in the pool.
Okay. So,
This is totally working as a strategy.
Sparks, who's been moving around in the back doing the sensors, sees now that there's a decision point to be made. So you kind of sit down next to your old buddy Caven, and you start planning routes and stuff, and looking at the vectors of spinning rocks and things like that to help him.
Sparks. Not too casually.
Okay, so now it's my go. The ship. Can I borrow one of those? The maneuver thing. So, yeah. Here we go. It's the range, the movement range. That's the. Okay, so is it medium range? 2 maneuvers. Okay, this ship is going to break away from the TIE fighter, and it's going to fly into short range with you. And you are hailed. It comes up on your screen.
We put a jammer out, didn't we?
Oh yeah,
We did actually put a jam out.
He's got to make a difficulty
He's got to
roll.
make a hard. He's just flying at us.
Hoisted by our own petard, potentially.
No, let's just blow him out of the sky. It's easier.
I've run out of booster.
Right. I'm going to upgrade one of these. Let me just switch it on the other one. Right, so I'm going to upgrade one of these green ones to a yellow one. Here we go.
Oh yeah, he's
There's actually success there.
Yeah, so that gets rid of that. So he's got a threat. So he's strained his vessel.
Again.
Yeah, so he had to use push it for 2 points and take another strain. So he's taken 3 and strain from earlier on. So he's taken 4 strain.
Hey guys! I don't know what he was trying to say to us.
And
Hold that thought, yeah.
the screen comes on, and on the screen there is a human and a Nautolan.
What's a Nautilus?
Nautolan is the Jedi dude with the tentacles who smiled when he
yeah.
force pushed a robot
Oh,
and went with. He's the only one who
and
survived
then gets cut
the
down
fight.
immediately when he fights
didn't
the Emperor.
quite die. He was the only one who didn't quite die.
Yeah, he's the one that's.
Yeah, they all walked into
alongside-
a room and went, "Oh, I'm a Jedi Master." Oh,
Yeah, he's the one that's still alongside Base Mindu for a little while.
Yeah.
For like 3 seconds until the Emperor went, go away.
okay. And these guys look pretty ragtag. They've got scraggy beards. Their clothes are a bit dishevelled. One's wearing a big sort of flight jacket, the human, and the Nautolan seems to be wearing combat armour. Vaguely reminiscent of Janway's,
Kill them.
And
I maintain all my gear.
yeah, well, the original form of it. And the guy says, the human says, "This is Quend of Gardi. Please, we need to rendezvous with that ship. There's something vital to our cause on that vessel. Please help us." Oh!
Rebels.
You rebel scout.
Now remember, the New Republic is a thing, but as you have all found out in some way, not all the rebels stopped being rebels because a lot of them just wanted to still shoot Imperials. But this ship looks damaged, and from the view of the internal kind of cockpit view, there are a few fizzing bits, and there seems to be some sort of smoke in the background of the kind of the corridor that was leading away from them.
We've got bigger problems right now. We can talk to them later.
Okay, so the only one left to do is the transport, who is going to just... He's not going to do anything, he's just waiting for you. As you said, he's just sort of coasting and hiding in the rocks. Maybe...
Maybe doing some evasive manoeuvres.
Maybe. Speed 3.
But rather than being evasive, he's probably hiding, isn't he?
Yeah,
I suppose it's the same effect.
it's a similar thing. Press pilots, upgrades difficulty of the dice pool once 4 attacks made against the ship until the pilot's next turn. Yeah, so it's harder for him to be shot at, which makes sense. It's like going into cover, effectively. So he's kind of coasting along in the ice and between the ice and rock chunks, and it's actually sort of slightly disappearing from your sensors. Right, so that's the end of that round of combat. So we now have a TIE fighter at medium range. We have a light freighter at short range, a very small freighter at short range, and then the transport you were meeting at medium range.
Isn't
behind
that long range? Because that one moved 2 to get to short.
Yeah, it took 2
it
straight
went
minutes to push it.
It took 2 manoeuvres, but he moved from medium into short. He was at
Okay.
medium range.
All right.
Yeah, this one had moved. Sorry, I think I've moved him. He'd moved into range.
Oh, that's
with
right,
that
yeah,
one.
because he was at medium when
Yeah.
he was there, and then he moved into medium. Yeah,
Yeah.
I remember now.
Yep. Okay, cool. Right, so we're back round to the beginning. It's you guys. What do you want to do? You and this ship are now, you're not like right next to each other. You're sort of moving towards each other and around inside this giant kind of crevasse in the moon. What would you like to do? I mean, your target, your actual target is just behind you. But this guy seems to need your help. I would say that if Dreep was here, he might say, go and help them.
Blow them out of space, you say?
I suggest I'm like, let's just get the thing and get out of here from above.
Yeah.
I'm in one of the turrets.
I think you should co-pilot.
We've done that already.
You've already got it.
Yeah, you've already got
dice for co-piloting.
Yeah.
You
So
want-
you lose 2.
He's trying to game the blue dice.
Well, I don't
Boosts.
actually want to act just yet.
Oh, you want me to co-pilot again?
Yeah. Go
Can we do that and stack it?
Well, I don't see why not.
I don't see why not.
Because,
Yeah, in the next... It just
I
says
don't mind.
next piloting check, so we haven't done the piloting check
Yeah.
yet.
Fair enough.
Actually, no, he'd have to use it now because co-piloting is a pilot check.
Alright, you may as well then. You don't get your purple die.
Oh,
Because there's no difficulty.
well, what's the point then? Why don't we just? Why don't I just say? Why don't I just
Why?
say?
He can't fail with rolling no purple die.
You should be rolling
no,
some.
it's got some purple
could
dice.
Downgrade the difficulty of the next pilot.
No,
piloting
but
check
the
once.
co-pilot check would be a
Success.
piloting move.
So he's downgrading it by 2 because he downgraded
Okay.
by 2 last time.
But then what's the
roll that.
point? Why don't I just allow you to use the?
Yeah.
Because I don't want to use.
Well, he
my
could do a
action
different manoeuvre though. So
Well,
there's,
exactly. I could do something else instead.
well, you could do nothing. You could say it's my go. I'm not doing anything.
yet. I'm assuming you can't
Um,
hold it.
You could. Let's have a look.
Well, why don't I? Oh, you don't want to move.
Do you want to
yet.
balance the deflector shields out in case someone comes up behind you, or you haven't taken any damage?
No, I don't angle.
No, you're okay. I mean, you don't have to do anything.
Yeah. Can we hold an action?
No,
No, there is no.
no. It's gone. Once it's
To be
if
honest,
it's gone,
you may as well do the co-piloting with no difficulty.
you could
Yeah.
scan something.
Well, it's not only that, but actually doing it with no
could. You
difficulty.
Oh, I could scan that.
Yeah, that's
could
not a
scan
bad
that.
idea actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're going to scan
Scan the
the enemy.
Scanning is
Scan the
computers.
enemy, so it's
right?
perception. Bizarrely,
Scan the enemy. The crewman
that-
uses a ship's set scanners to study the enemy.
Oh.
If successful, he learns what weapons the ship has, and modifications, and the system strain and hull trauma
it's a
threshold.
perception check of all things, which is odd. What's your perception? Because if it's really bad, it's
I don't know.
cunning.
How do I? What?
Cunning. What's your cunning?
Oh, it's cunning. I didn't use cunning when I scanned before.
What's your cunning?
Yeah, it's because it's a different kind of scan.
To be honest, I think
Oh.
we're actually more likely to do ourselves more damage than good by you.
Yeah, I think I'm just gonna. I don't think I'm gonna.
You know what you do? You go slice their systems and lower their defence.
They don't have any. Oh,
Love
theirs.
it. Yes. do that.
Who?
The ship in front of us.
But we
This
don't know
one?
if they're an enemy. We might be making them more vulnerable to attack by the.
So you want to slice the system?
No, I don't want to do
Okay.
that.
Well, you don't have to do anything.
No, I think I'm gonna just leave. I don't think I'm gonna take an action this turn.
Okay, so it's my go. So the TIE fighter needs one manoeuvre to go from medium to short. So you're now all in the same sphere of influence.
No, we're not in close range.
Yeah, that short, yeah, but then close will just be another manoeuvre to engage you. So he's going to push his ship to engage you, Oh no, it's going to engage this ship. Sorry. So that one's gone.
Free salvage. Sorry, what?
Okay.
Hey, it's got to be profit to be made.
Sure. He's done that. He's pushed, and he's going to shoot. So we figured out it's 2 difficulty.
Yeah.
And it's 3 of those. I've got no Dark Destiny to use. So here we go.
Oh, that's a solid hit.
It's a good hit. So I've got 1 of those left over, and then I take those away.
It's a 2 success and an advantage.
2 success and an advantage. He's going to gain the strain back. Yeah. I believe you can do that. No.
Not according to the cheat sheet. You can't.
No, you can't. No, you can't. Maybe it's different with ships. Damn those ships. If it's a critical hit. No, I don't think I've got enough critical enough.
No,
to do
it's definitely. It's not going to be crit 1. I wouldn't have thought.
critical 3.
Yeah, if it's going to say if it's the same
He
gun as
could
us.
give us a blue die.
I'm thinking no.
Well, actually, you could just increase the next ally's check. So wouldn't that just be giving yourself a blue dice pool for your TIE fighter?
No. The advantage.
You
he's
can't
noticed,
give yourself a blue dice.
I'm not doing that anyway. He's noticed a single important point in the ongoing conflict. That ship is getting away.
Well, that's nice.
There we go. And but he's got 2 successes with
So damage 8.
Damage 8, and he has got 2. 8 minus 2 is 6. Okay. Nice. Yeah. Oh, he's seriously damaged. The ship is like. He's trying to. You can see this ship is trying to get away, and it's like moving around. It's not. That you think his earlier on navigational system problems are giving him some strife now, and the laser rounds blast into the side of the hull, and he narrowly avoids flying into one of these giant sort of outcropping rocks.
And an Ewok gets sent out into space.
No, the Ewoks on this ship.
Oh.
Ewoks always getting sucked down into space. They are in my games anyway. Yes, you can see all this going on. It's very nearby. You could engage in the action if you wished.
There you could go finish it off and claim the kill.
Finish him!
Right, so it's our action, yeah?
It is.
Okay, so I'm going to move forward, 1 to engage them.
So you're going to get into close. So we're going to put you all like that.
Right, so as they're having the dogfight, we're going to basically kind of swing out from underneath the damaged little ship behind the TIE fighter and go... And I'm going to use stay on target to line up the shot.
Okay, cool. I like the sound effect.
Stay on target.
So yeah, so I'm screaming in behind them.
Okay, cool.
And
Right.
I'm going to use stay on target.
So that's your manoeuvre.
Yep, so that was my manoeuvre and my action was stay on target.
Okay, yes, fine. Okay.
So
that means you get to upgrade the ability dice in
the next attack.
Yes. Okay, so it's now an NPC action. The small ship is going to fire back at the TIE fighter. And he's in a similar situation. So we're going to have 3
He's going to get a kill, isn't he? If he does, just shoot the other guy. Okay.
Uh-oh.
Oh no.
That 2 advantage taken away.
So 7 damage with an advantage.
He gives you a boost die. Because you are now
Next roll.
an ally.
Or at least he hopes.
Well, you are in this moment. And it does
behind the time fighter. 8. No, 7.
7. Oh, it takes. It's not got much left. So he's like a little turret turns around and like puts holes in the wings of the TIE fighter, and it's kind of spiraling a bit. There's smoke coming off one of the wings, but it keeps going and it's like hounding in on him. You'll go.
Take aim.
Hang on, so you get two blues.
I've got all the blues here, actually. I'll just use my two.
Alright, and we will
Dice flying.
we'll use a destiny point to upgrade the last green to another
I'm
yellow.
going to use one to upgrade a difficulty to a red.
Oh, fluffed it.
Fluffed it. Uh-oh.
You miss.
Oh, I do miss. Yeah.
You
With
hit
two advantage,
yourself.
though. With 2 advantage. two advantage. Oh, yeah, so we actually have 1 failure still left as well.
So
That's just that means you
so
fail.
we miss.
That means
Yeah,
you
But
fail.
with 2 advantage.
2 advantage.
2 advantage. So what do you want to do with 2 advantage?
Give someone a blue die.
Yeah, I'm gonna...
Don't you have 2 cannons?
Yeah, but no one's manning the second cannon.
Someone could run and get in the other cannon.
We do, but that's the end of the round because we've all acted.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I'm just going to put one in the pool and then just lose one, I guess.
Okay. So, that is the end of the round, isn't it?
Yeah, and then it goes back to us and I'll shoot me.
Yep. So, beginning of the at the end of this round, the TIE Fighter, the small freighter, and your YT-1300 are engaged in a rampant dogfight, moving between the rocks, the ice. It's all sort of falling apart around you, and you think, Sparks, that these 2 moons have moved as far apart as they're going to, and they're starting to come back together. Their own gravitational force and the flex of the magnetic field is bringing them closer together, almost as if like 2 closing walls around you. Okay. What are you doing? You're
Right,
first.
Sparks, get on the guns.
Yeah, okay, but we need to be getting out of this moon.
I'll take care of it. Get on the guns.
Yeah. Okay,
Right, so you've got.
so am I
So that's your-
taking a shot then, or
Yeah, and you've got agility 3, so you get 3, but 1 that gets upgraded because of evasive stay on target, and we'll use it.
Stay on target.
Don't do it because they'll turn it into a red and it makes it harder.
Oh, wrong one. Sorry.
Go for it.
oh poo. Let's just roll that one again. Okay. Oh, I got a triumph.
Oh!
So that turns that just
Well,
into
that means
a
something
success,
awesome
and
happens.
that goes because that was a success.
So
We blast it, so it
triumph, a
crashes into-
success.
no, because that also counts as a success.
Oh, so 2 success, a triumph, and 2 advantage.
2 success,
A triumph and 2 advantage.
2 advantage. Blimey.
I'm pretty
Okay.
sure it's dead.
So, as you're flying, and you know that the moon is pulling itself back together for another bounce and maybe another crunch and more debris to fly out, you can see that there are 2 large sort of outcroppings of rock that are slightly closer together than the rest. And as you're firing at the TIE Fighter, you force him into an evasive pattern that leads him into the crushing
nice.
between these 2 rocks.
Lovely.
You're like, and you're like, the others are like, oh, you're not even hitting him, but
Like
you're like,
herded him
you
into
herded
it.
him into it, and then crushes in between them.
Excellent.
And he explodes, destroying, sending sort of rock and stuff, sort of flying around.
Cool.
What do you want to use your advantage for? Or you're not so worried
you've
because
got 2
combat's kind
advantage.
of.
Do a free manoeuvre.
You could put 1 back into the pool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't really need to manoeuvre. The threats are kind of
Okay.
dealt with
Bang,
now.
they're kind of gone, yeah.
Let's get out of here!
So,
Punch it, Chewie.
you and the light freighter move out of this crush zone, and as you do, you can see now that it is coming back together. It's kind of moved around and some of the rocks have shifted, so as it kind of crashes together with a massive thunderous crash as it's Star Wars space, you fly out. Do you leave it just to the right moment where
Oh yeah, this is going to
Yeah.
look cinematic.
it looks
as
really
hell.
cool, and the other ship gets out before you. It's kind of limping out, smoke coming out of it, and you kind of fly out at the last moment
fire
as the TIE
torpedoes.
Fighter gets crushed, and then you fly out, and it's
And there's debris coming out
you.
behind us.
Yeah, like a
And
ejector.
the song "Only Cool Guys Walk Away from Explosions."
And you coast out to beside the transport vessel. As you come out, you see that the transport vessel is just a very nondescript vessel. Clearly something a group of smugglers are using. It's not very remarkable to look at. Looks like it's falling apart. But when you scan it, you can tell that there's no kind of real hull problems. It's maybe
cosmetic.
Yeah, maybe cosmetic. It looks like a rundown
But maybe that's
transport,
the point.
but maybe that's the point. The other ship looks like a small freighter. It has got various symbols adorning it, one of which is the rebellion sweeping eagle,
Yeah.
it's kind of figure.
That's not
The round one.
Oh, the little
thing, yeah.
She's got the well.
Yeah, with the wings.
sucks to be them.
Yeah, just and you can tell they're kind of, someone has used a big spray paint kind of situation rather than some military, stencil type thing. And this ship, he limps out to a bit of a distance. The transport's over there, and you guys have.
We're going to go dock with the transport.
So you're going to go over and dock with the transport. As you go over to the transport, the other ship is calling you. Is hailing you.
Yes.
Thank you for helping us. I don't know what we were. I mean, and you can hear. No, put it over there. Go, quick! Put that fire out. He's like, oh, right. Look, we need to talk. We need your help.
We are talking.
Yeah, look. The package. We need the package.
Well, I'm sure you can take it up with our employer.
I mean, who do you work for? Is it Black Sun?
No.
Oh, we'd heard the Black Sun had got it.
Do we look like Black Sun to you?
True. I mean, you wouldn't have helped us if you were Black Sun. Well, then you should probably know it's really dangerous. It's really, rare and special what you're...
Don't want to know.
You don't want to know? You don't want to know?
We're being paid a lot of money.
The fate of this whole region of the galaxy hangs in the balance, and you don't want to know?
I kind of want to know.
We're being paid a lot of credits not to ask questions. So I'm not asking.
How much are you getting paid?
We don't have to ask questions.
I suppose they could talk at us. We won't stop you talking at us, but
We can't stop you telling us.
The Nautilin comes over and whispers something to the guy. Make perception rolls. Difficulty... not you. Oh, no, actually, just Kavan, because the rest of you are in... Oh, have you come back from the guns?
Yeah, I would have probably made my way back to
Probably.
the cockpit.
Okay,
Okay, so difficulty 3. Perception roll.
So that cancels them. 1 success. No advantage.
Okay, that's not...
Oh, hang on. I'm going to use that.
Okay, go for it.
I got 1 success.
Oh, so that cancels them.
1 success, 1 advantage.
So
Okay.
1 success, 1 success, 1 success, and an advantage.
Okay, you hear the Nautilin say, our weapons are down.
Really?
And he looks at him like, I'm on the phone. It's like, don't... Shut up.
Kavan will just smile broadly when he says that.
It's like, look, there's bigger things afoot. The New Republic, they've set up shop, they want peace, they don't know what they're doing, they've already closed the door. We're talking about the Eriadu Authority, over Sector Outer, the whole thing. They're planning. The blockade is on its way to Sulluston. Someone needs to do something about it. This will help us. We need this. We need to learn from it.
I lean over the top of the cave and go, beep. The rebels always like, let's get our package and go get our money.
So what are you going to do? You're going to fly to the transport?
Yeah. Because I'm not asking them questions. They can talk at me, but, they can't now. So I'm going to just fimble over to the transport.
Okay. Cool. Right, so you approach the transport.
Yeah.
Make a perception roll.
Just a normal perception roll?
Well, you
Any
need a
difficult-
boost die on it, don't you?
Yeah,
It's
I do.
2 difficulty.
Too difficult. That's what I meant, as in...
Oh,
No, so I got loads of boost die.
All right.
So I mean, that's in my pile, not here.
Yeah.
oh, that was weird. Loads of blanks. I get an advantage.
Okay.
A boost die for the pool here.
You get the feeling that they're not a threat.
We know they've got no guns.
You got no successes. Okay, so you're going to approach the transport
Yeah.
and dock. You get communicated to as approaching. Wow, you've amazing, well done. But I can imagine that if they don't hear from their TIE fighter soon, then they'll be sending more ships.
Yeah, we want to kind of get the package and get out of here.
Okay, fine. We'll dock then. You dock. Yeah, he's just saying this as you're going over, and you dock, and who's going down to the
Caven, go get the package. No,
You're
Caven. Janway, go get the package. Sparks, cover him.
Yeah, so I walk in.
As you go down to the airlock, you see Dreep down the corridor, pruning parts of his garden further around, and you see he's writing like a pot plant that seems to have fallen over and some earth had spilled on the floor at some point. And you get down to the. He's got like a weird thing, monocle thing that he's using.
Yeah. I mean, to be honest, he always looks weird to me, so I'm just gonna.
Carry the blaster rifle. They won't want to mess with you.
Just a big sword.
Oh yeah, the heavy one that you can't even fire. They don't know that.
Yeah.
I don't need it.
True.
Janway never overburdened himself.
Fair enough.
Okay, but he does talk about himself in the third person.
He does.
Okay.
Oh, let's not make that a thing.
Janway never does it.
Okay, so you go down to the airlock, and the door opens, and there is a Ewok standing on the other side of the airlock. Ewok airlock. It's a very small airlock. No.
A really
And
tiny one.
he's got a box. He's got a box about this big, which obviously he's all right to hold, even though. And it's got a little handle, and he comes over and he goes, "Igunda."
I don't speak Ewok.
Just take it.
Make a perception roll. Difficulty 1.
Well, I might speak it. No, I don't. Okay, I got no successes but 3 advantage.
Okay.
So I'll put another blue dice in the
So-
pool.
Oh, hang on. You should have rolled
you
another
can-
blue.
Oh, yeah, give it
So
a
roll
Well,
the blue one and then.
I think that's good enough.
Oh, no.
I think that's good enough. As you take it, you feel a disturbance in the force. And the Ewok goes, and like goes over and presses the button and the airlock closes. It's like a sealed box. It's got like there's like a little lock mechanism, a little electronic lock. You think it could open up, so you could.
I'm just going to look at you and just say, open it.
It's locked. It's locked.
I'm just going to look at you and say, smash it.
I care about being paid. I kind of shake. You kind of see me sort of like for a moment before we start talking, and he's like, and then I care about.
You thought about it for a moment.
Yeah. It's because there's only that, but I'm feeling
Yeah.
something that again since the last episode.
Yeah.
I'm starting to feel things I haven't felt for a long time.
Yes.
So
A feeling you haven't had in a while.
Yeah.
In fact, not since
Feeling you haven't had
your
since.
days in the early days when
How
you were
long has it been?
first. When you were first, because you went to the academy, didn't you? Mm-hmm. When you were first in the Jedi Academy and you were in with the Lore Masters, and where you would learn things from particular items.
Holocron.
You have this kind of feeling. This. It's not directly the Force. It's been manipulated by the Force, or it can manipulate the. You're not sure.
But
You're not an expert in this, but there is that haunting, lilting noise. Thank you. Copyright. We're going to get sued.
Oh, yeah.
It was 3 seconds. It was 3 seconds. It's fine. Yes. So you
sort of
take
shake it off, and take it to Caven.
Well, you take the box, and as you do, the camera zooms in on the box, and the screen goes black, and we'll end the episode there.
Guys!
Oh, is that not even allowed? Is that not allowed?
Singing humming the theme tune of Star
We're
Wars.
allowed to hum, surely.
I don't know. I'd just rather not get there.
This is Disney we're talking
I mean,
about.
we get so many views that I don't want, obviously, to
Get viewed by Disney.
yeah, Disney. So
It'd be great publicity, though, wouldn't it?
it would be. Hang on. Cool. Okay. Well, that was a lot of fun. Our first Starship combat.
Yeah.
I thought it went well. And hopefully you guys enjoyed that episode. Thank you very much for joining us on episode 4 of Fractured Empire. We're going to try and fit another episode in before
The inevitable.
An arrival.
the incoming, the inevitable birth. That's episode 5.
I was just going to say episode title.
But yes, we will have some more Flint and Steel coming, and we have our Mothership Halloween special. Go and check out the teaser trailer for that. Comment on that video with your
I
favourite.
can't hum that theme tune.
No.
It's just noise.
Yeah. Yes, it's awesome noise made by you.
Yeah.
Comment on that video with your favourite Alien franchise movie quote, and you'll be in with a chance to win Mothership and a pound of flesh. The expansion for Mothership. I have to say that because otherwise that's like
No, I planted that seed.
disgusting moist
Some beef.
package arriving. Yeah, it's like. Anyway, okay. Check out
We'll
Facebook.
send you a steak.
That would be a really good prize.
That would be a good prize.
I'd be
wouldn't
happy
it?
if someone sent me
And you
a
can
steak.
you can order like things like meat in the post.
So we
and
could
stuff.
send someone an actual pound of flesh.
Yeah,
Let us know in the comments.
That would be hilarious.
that would be weird.
Anyway.
Please check out all our social media below and join us on Discord. We've got a growing community of role players, and if you like what you've seen, please consider supporting us on Patreon. Everyone who supports us helps to just make all of this happen with all our kit and equipment and our games and toys and things that we can use to show you
Not toys,
our
they're
wonderful
props.
adventures. They're
Highly detailed miniatures.
well done.
They're toys.
And we'll see you next time on Star Wars Fractured Empire. Bye-bye.